Hello, everyone. This is Tanya Barbie of I Am Still a Rose. In spite of everything, in spite of all the challenges, in spite of all the disappointments, in spite of people not in your corner, in spite of family members walking away, no matter what, I am still a rose. So, anyway, I am Tanya Barbie, and I'm here to talk to you tonight about thought it would last forever and it didn't. Hmm. There's this young lady that called me and she was in tears. And I asked her, could I talk about it tonight? And she said, sure, just don't tell my name. I'm like, why would I do that? So I wanted to talk about her story because I'm sure it will resonate with many of us. She was with a person in her life for 9 years and it didn't work. They lived together. They had children together. They shared a life together. And she's devastated. She can't walk. She can't go to work. She can't eat. She's lost 10 pounds and she was already 9 pounds. And she's struggling. She's having a really hard time. Hey, John. Hey, Ted. Hey, Fran. Hey, Michael, my nephew. She's having a hard time. And I gave her some advice because I could feel her pain. And I told this young lady that sometimes we hang out with people. We have people in our lives longer than we should have in our lives. Many times they're in our lives for a purpose, but they're only supposed to be in our lives for a season. And we know it, but we have a tendency to keep them longer than they should be in our lives because we don't want to let go. We're so accustomed to the familiarity that we are afraid of letting go. So we hang in there. We deal with them. We hold on to them. But should we hold on to them? And this young lady was with this man for 10 years. And then he just said, I got a new girlfriend. This ain't working for me. They never married. So she gave of herself with this man for 10 years, have given him kids. They moved in a home together. I think they rented it. And now she's stuck at the home, paying the bills by herself. And frankly, I don't even know if he helped with the bills. So I told her to consider her blessings. And of course, she's mad at me. I told her to consider her blessings because many times when a door has closed regarding a relationship, it's closed for a purpose. And we have to be okay with that at some point. We have to understand that life is bigger than us. And always ask yourself, why is this happening to me? And really think about that. And really open yourself up to the answers. Don't be closed-minded, because many times you know that time is over. That person isn't meant to be in your life for the rest of your life. And yes, we rave, we're proud, we're happy, especially when we have family members that have been married for 50 plus years, like my grandparents, my grandmother, Grandma Addie, and Granddaddy Wilson, the Barbies, were married for over 50 years. And then afterwards, they died. But they were together all those years as one. But it doesn't always work out that way. And we break, we lose it. We lose our mind when somebody walks out the door. And I've never had that experience where somebody told me, I'm out, I'm done with you. But I've had that experience where I've said it, and it's because of their actions that made me come to that conclusion. But I've trained my mind to be able to deal with that in case it ever happens to me, because it could very well happen to me. And it might as well had. I've been divorced several times, and it was painful because every time I was married, I thought, this is the one, and this is the one I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. But what happens to the person when that you don't stay married for the rest of your life? You lose it. You think, oh my gosh, my world is crumbling. I'm losing everything. I'm losing my mind. How could we not work out? What am I going to do with my life now? What am me and my children going to do? You're going to live. You're not going to die. Hey, Wanda, you're not going to die. Your life will be okay. But you can't stay. You cannot stay in that pain. You cannot stay with that bitterness. You cannot remain in that mindset. Hey, beautiful, my niece, you cannot stay empty because someone has decided to move on with somebody else. Your life is not going to fall apart unless you allow it to fall apart. And can you imagine you falling apart and he's happily married to somebody else? Many times, women, we would stay with a man for 10 years, give him children, make a house for him. He's not even your husband. And then he properly marries someone else a year later, and you're broken. Your heart is broken. You're like, what is wrong with me? Why am I going through this? How could he leave me and marry somebody else? And I gave him these kids. I gave him a beautiful home. I took care of him. I nursed him back to health when he was sick. So what? Men, you too. You can't believe it. You gave the woman everything. You were in her life. You cherished her. You respected her. You honored her. You took care of her. You did everything for her. And she said, boy, bye. You ain't even my type. And you're crushed. And then you meet other women and you don't trust them because you cannot get over the fact that a woman that you loved had did you the way that she did you. Life goes on. We have to accept the fact that somebody can lose interest in us, no matter how fine we are, no matter how good we dress, no matter how good we smell, no matter how good we are, and no matter how good we cook. I remember a lady that used to work with me. She had just got into a new relationship, and she was just smitten. And every time I turn around, she was saying, I got to go home and cook. And she would bring in these big old grocery bags full of fried chicken, potato salad, and greens that she had prepared by hand. And she couldn't wait for work to be over so she can take this bag to his home. He ate all that good food and he still told her, I don't want you. And she was smitten over that man. We're supposed to be with who God wants us to be with. And if we're with the wrong people, it ain't going to work. I don't care how fine he is. I don't care how much money he got in the bank. I don't care how he tell you how good looking you are, tell you all the sweet things in your ear you want to hear. If he's not the one that God has for you, it ain't going to work. And what we tend to do more than we should is not learn from our past mistakes. We repeat them. We become promiscuous only because we think this is the one. So you have sex with him, you love on him, he tell you all the things you want to hear, and what? 8 months later, he gone. You start over. Didn't take the time to learn from your mistakes. Didn't take the time to do that. Number two, the same thing. A year later, he's gone. What are we doing? We're repeating the cycle, and we're going nowhere but circles. We're not leading a straight path to where we should be. Ain't nobody evenly yoked. Ain't nobody depending on each other, locked, centered, with a goal in mind, some objectives in mind, a mission in mind to move forward together as one. No. Some of us dating people who don't even have a relationship with God. And we think we gonna change him. He gonna go to church with me. I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna serve him up, and I'm gonna take care of him, and I'm gonna drag him to church. For what? If he don't want to go, he don't want to go. And if he's going just to please you or shut you up, what is the point in that? You think when altar calls, he's going to be running down the aisle? I don't think so. He's going to be too embarrassed. So what are we doing? Why are we so broken? Broken when somebody's gone. Trust me, he wasn't meant to be with you. He wasn't meant to be that person that goes that extra mile with you, to run that race with you, to be in locked and synced, to take you to that next level. He ain't the one. She ain't the one. And we get so hung up on looks. We get so hung up on what they got, what they drive, how their butt is shaped, or how their butt ain't shaped. We get so hooked up on the wrong things. And then we be with them for less than a year and we wonder what in the world we got ourselves into. And why are we so afraid to be by ourselves? Why? Because if you think about it, that's the one time we can learn who we are, learn to trust ourselves, learn to appreciate ourselves, learn to value ourselves, learn to communicate with ourselves, learn to appreciate who that person is that you look into the mirror and see day in and day out. But no, we don't give ourselves a chance. We're afraid to be in the house by ourselves. We're afraid to play some music, burn some candles, and you're the only one in the house. We're afraid to open up our Bible and just talk to God. We're afraid what He's going to say back. We're afraid we're going to get admonished for the things we know we're doing that we shouldn't do. How about don't do anything but love on Him? How about do nothing but get to know Him? You know what I've been doing lately? I've been tired. I've been working more, harder, trying to help people at my job in an element I know nothing about, money, financing in the workplace, business. I mean, federal regulations from a funding side, from a budget side, from an accounting side. Never did that before. I've always been operations. So I'm in there like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But it dawned on me, God has me where he wants me to be because I didn't sign up for that. A lot of times when things happen and you're like, what the heck is going on? You're being planted somewhere by God to grow you, to prune you, to peel off your onion skin. Just peel it off to get to the root of you, to prune you to be a better person. I was admonished by a young lady today that, and I don't know that well, but I know her best friend is my best friend. And I had done something wrong. I had sent out a text late at night, and I got admonished in a terrible way after I had apologized profusely to everybody involved. And the typical me would react like she was reacting. I would reciprocate. But because of that pruning that God is doing on me, because I'm going to tell you something else, when you start changing, when you start recognizing your faults, when you start developing your wrongs, when you start repairing stuff in you, you don't respond to people like you normally do. You change. You do things differently. You think twice before you react. And I'm doing that all day. I'm being offended all day. And I usually like, you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. And when I hit you back, I'm going to hit you strong. Not anymore. It's not worth it. We got bigger fish to fry. Too much is going on in our world to be dealing with pettiness. Too many people are hurting to be worried about somebody offending me. Jesus was offended. So why we think we're not going to be offended? And nothing that happens to us is as bad as what happened to him. So I have to learn to get over it and not wear my feelings on my sleeves and be stronger. And also have empathy for other people. Those people that leave you hanging, or those people that disappointed you, or those people that left you for another woman or another man, boy, bye. Girl, bye. And have empathy for them. Because they can't be the most kindest people to have hurt you in the first place. So bless them. Forgive them. And when those thoughts come in your head, I can't believe he did this to me. I can't believe he hurt me. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Change the channel. Immediately when you have those negative thoughts in your head, you start thinking about something positive. You start thinking about all those good things that have happened to you. You start thinking about love. Whether you have it or not in your life, you start thinking about it. You start visualizing the love that you deserve to have in your life. You immediately change that channel to being married, to being connected, to being in love with somebody who you know is in your corner till death do you part. You visualize it till you get it. Do not stay in that pain, because that pain will drive you crazy. That pain will not allow you to move forward and be with a person that you deserve to be with. And what do? Women, oh my God, women. When we hurt, why do we become promiscuous? Like we're hurting the guy who's gone. He may have been gone 15 years. He may have been gone 10. He may have been gone 5. We either go promiscuous or we die completely on the inside. Either way is just as bad as the other. because there's no purpose in dying and living. God has us all here for a purpose. All here for a purpose. And always think, no matter what happens to you, what good can I get out of this? How can I grow from this experience? What is God trying to teach me out of this experience? How am I supposed to move forward because of this experience? Ask those questions. Please don't be hurt and just go back out there and try to find you a boyfriend to put a Band-Aid on it. Because I guarantee you, after dealing with him, you're going to need some more Band-Aids. You're going to need them big things you get from CVS, the bigger Band-Aids. And then the next thing you know, your heart is wounded more than it was the first time. Why do you think there's so much fatal attraction? ID Station is a true murders, true horrific crimes, mental breakdowns. I'm going to tell you a secret. Shouldn't tell you this secret. It's in my book, though. So if you read my second book, you know the secret. But I had a nervous breakdown. I was in a marriage that I thought was a fairy tale. The house, the cars, beautiful kids, beautiful furniture. Home was like a model home. Was a model home. We made it like a model home. Everybody wanted our home in the neighborhood. He was cheating. And I didn't see it because I'm too busy in fairy tale land. I didn't see it. The reason I saw it, I read Michael Baisden's book, Why Men Cheat, just for entertainment. Never knew it was applicable to my life at the time until I read it. And my ex-husband had a pager, and it would ring. This is how long this go. Of course, we don't see pagers anymore, but he had a pager at the time. He was an executive. And pager might read 911, 255, 1200. And I'm like the big house, honey, 1211 called, 911 called. These were women. And I'm helping him cheat on me by telling him who's calling him. I'm thinking if he's an executive, his staff is calling him, or his boss is calling him. And these are women. And I didn't know. Little old cute little me just I didn't know. I was clueless because he was home every night at 5. If he wasn't out of town. If he wasn't out of town. Bingo. I didn't know. I lost it. I'm going to tell you why I lost it. Because I put my faith in him. I forgot. He's first. Not no man. You put your faith in God. You trust God. You make sure you got your relationship right. If you didn't see my WBGR online gospel segment Sunday with Daryl White, and we talked about couples, relationships, how we go wrong in relationships, how we need to do certain things to get it right. We talked about the vertical lineage with God first and foremost. And then this way, horizontally, all your relationships can fall into place. But first, you have to have a relationship with God. You cannot escape that. When you do, you're going, okay, a lot of us say, God taking care of me because I got it I'm getting paid. I got this bad crib. I got 2 cars in my garage. I got 2 other garages. These people up here in PG County doing really well, and they're people of color. I'm very proud of them. I'm proud to be neighbors with them. I'm so proud of them. I am. But don't mean they have a relationship with God. So a lot of times we get so consumed in material possessions that we forget God comes first. So I said my prayers at home when we had all of this. Thank you, Jesus, for this beautiful home and my beautiful family and my husband making all this money. He was making 6 figures way before we talked about 6 figures. And I was like, yes, Jesus, yes, Jesus, yes, Jesus. But we weren't going to church together. I would be going with the kids. He didn't want to go because he grew up in church, and his family was like, we ain't doing no more church. Mom and daddy had us in there day morning and all the way in the evening. Parents, y'all better watch that, because when kids grow up, they ain't going to church. If you keep them in there all day long, that ain't where they supposed to be 24/7. Let them have some fun outside of church. When we do that, when we become adults, people don't go back to church. They're rebellious, they're done, they're spent. But anyway, I lost it mentally. I lost it. So those fatal attraction people, victims, and the criminals, the ones that act on those crimes, it's true. When somebody that you have put your faith in takes you to that level, you go to that level. Don't be a party to hurting somebody like that, because you never know what they may do to you. I lost it. So I'm here. Hey, Dennis. So I'm here to advise you. Don't ever let lack of love or somebody wanting to leave you or somebody cheating you make you lose your mind. If you stay connected with God first, get a relationship with him, talk to him, learn who he is, ask questions, talk to him like you would a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a guy friend, your best bud, your BFF. Talk to him like he is that person in your life. And I guarantee you, you will become centered. I don't have a boyfriend right now. I'm certainly not married right now. And I'm not lonely right now. I am so in tune with me and my happiness and my relationship with God first that I haven't missed a beat. And I haven't had time to think about nobody's here but me and my little boy, my big boy. He's now, almost 5'10", and he's 13 with a 10 and a half shoe. No, I'm sorry, 11. I had to buy him some more shoes this last weekend. So what I'm saying is, let them go and heal. And what I mean by healing, read self-help books, pray, get on your knees, talk to God, read the Bible. Just take your time, read the first page, read Genesis all the way to Revelations. Take your time and just start with Proverbs. It's like a life lesson chapter. It just talks about how we need to live, how we need to love. And if we love, you don't even want to cuss nobody out. You don't even want to argue with anybody, because your love for that person or the love you have for yourself won't allow you to even go there. And I'm just learning this, because I used to love cussing people out that hurt me. I used to love slapping you back if you slapped me. Verbally, I mean. So there's so much we can learn. And I'm here to tell you, if we are still here on this earth, we have a purpose on this earth. And we got to think about what that purpose is. And many times, yeah, we're all hurting. We're all going through something. But always think to yourself, why are we going through this? What am I supposed to learn from this? And do your best to learn what you're supposed to learn. Do not allow yourself to continuously be hurt for the same purpose by the same man, the same woman, issues over and over, and worse, being hurt repeatedly by different people and the same kind of hurt. When you're hurt consistently the same way by the same types of people, it's because you have not grown. You can't blame them. You got to think about what you have done in this situation. You haven't grown. You haven't learned from your past mistakes. So we repeat our past mistakes. We keep doing the same thing over and over. We repeat them because we haven't grown. When you've grown, I've had the best relationships in the last 5 or 6, 7 years, much better than I've had previously, but they weren't good enough. And what I've learned to do is ask this question. Oh, he says I'm good enough for him. Okay. But is he good enough for me? See, I never asked that question back in the day. If he wanted me, he could have me. If he wanted to marry me, I say I do. But should I have said I do? Was he good for me? That goes two ways. Just because somebody asks you to marry you, or just because somebody says they love you, you got to think, is this a win-win situation? Because if it's not a win-win, it won't be a win-win. You will lose. It has to be a win-win. If it's not, you will lose. So the topic of this tonight was, thought it would last forever and it didn't. So what? So what? Let's man up, women. Men, man it up. Get your strength back. Get your game on. Get your look back. If we need to lose weight, let's lose that weight. Walking is the easiest thing we can do. Walking don't even require a lot of sweat. Just walk a lot. Eat better. Don't go to bed so late. And I'm guilty of that because I'm working my full-time job and I'm trying to work. I'm still a Rose in the evening and it is so much time consuming. But I am honored to be here tonight. I'm honored to be up late at night posting a new location for my Be the Rose event. I'm honored because I don't want you to go through what I went through. And you don't have to. And if you've been through it, you can help me help somebody else not go through what we went through. It's not worth it. We don't need anybody else to go through pain if they don't have to go through. And if young people will just listen to their elders and stop thinking they know everything when they don't know nothing. They don't know. But we have to stop. We have to stop being in pain over our past. We have to let those people go who have hurt us. We have to understand that life does go on. And they left, boy, bye. She left you, girl, bye. I know men who have had to raise their daughters because their wives left them. They still bitter. They can't even remarry and move on with their lives and live happily ever after because they still got attitudes because of what somebody did to them 25 years ago. Why? She's remarried. She's moved on. She ain't thinking about him. She don't even think she did anything wrong. Most people that hurt people don't know that they've done anything wrong because many of them don't care. And you care. We have to learn to adapt. And if people are in our lives that are consistently hurting us, berating us, disrespecting us, they don't have you as a focus in their life and they don't care about you. I'm here to tell you, you can give them all the sex in the world. You can love up on them. You can give them all your paycheck. You can move them into your beautiful home. They still don't like you. They just use you. With men, the same thing. You bring a woman in your home and she treats you bad, but she's in your home, eating your food, sleeping in your bed. You have set her up. She don't like you. And when she decides to leave to go to the next person, you're devastated because you can't figure out what you did wrong. You had no business with her in the first place. We're with people who we are not even supposed to be with, and we're forcing things to be right when you know they're wrong to begin with. So how do you think a wrong situation is going to write itself out? That's like putting two negative batteries together and expecting them to make your remote control work. It's never going to work. But we consistently do that. I have tried many times in my marriages to change my husbands. I knew going down the aisle, this ain't feeling right. Why am I doing this? Where my daddy at? Why am I going down the aisle with this man? Something ain't right with this picture. I did it anyway. Every time I did it, I should not have done it. Looking back. Now, when I was in it, half the time, I'm getting married again. Bam. Why do we do that? Young people, y'all better listen to me. It's more than having goo-goo bumps in a marriage. You better make sure you have a partnership. You better make sure you all are evenly yoked on one accord. You're working together and nothing is stopping y'all. Because if it's not like that, it ain't going to work. And you will be going through, I thought it would last forever and it didn't. I can't believe this. What happened? What happened? You shouldn't have been with him. You shouldn't have been with her. You get all these intuitions that we ignore. Why do we ignore them? I've even thought women who mysteriously disappear, they meet somebody at a bar, they leave with them. I bet you 99% of the time, their intuition is telling them, don't go. Don't go. Baby, stay right here. Wait for your girlfriend to come out the bathroom. Call your girlfriend, tell her where you're going. Don't leave with him. Please don't go. Oh, I'm going to be all right. And they go anyway. And we marry these people anyway. We hook up with these people anyway. And ladies, just because a man tells you, I love you, doesn't mean they love you. Have you ever heard of action? Does he treat you right? Does he respect you? Does he pick you up when he says he's going to pick you up? Does he come over your house, eat all your food up, or does he put food in there for himself to eat up? Does he really participate in your life? Does he go to church with you? Does he take you to his church? Does he introduce you to his family member? Do you know his mama? Do you know his papa, even if they aren't together? Do you know his siblings? And he say he love you, and you wonder why it didn't work out. You didn't know nobody. You were just there in existence. But he told you he loved me. He told me he loved me. What you mean? That's what the young lady told me. What you mean he loved me? He told me that all the time. She was fussing me out. But I was compassionate. I was empathetic because she was putting her frustrations out on me because her pain was with him. And I was just bringing things to surface that she didn't want to deal with because in her eyesight, he wronged her. In my eyesight, she had no business with him in the first place. And to be with somebody that long and they not have the courtesy to say, will you marry me? They don't want to marry you. And if you shack up with somebody 10 years, why should they? You already married in their eyesight. You've been shacking up with them for 10 years. Well, what's a piece of paper? So when things don't go right, when we went in wrong, why do we be so frantic? There's no reason for that. Just realize I messed up. And what am I going to do better so this won't happen to me again? How about changing it and go that route versus thought my love would last forever and it didn't. What am I going to do now? You're going to live your life to the fullest. You're blessed. You don't deserve the stress. You are beautiful. You are God's child. You're either a beautiful rose or you're that beautiful, fine black rose that the men are going to be called through my organization. You got it. And there's no need to stay in that pain. There's no need to stay in that hurt where somebody offended you, where some coworker just said something that was rude to you, that hurt your feelings. Let it go. They're not paying your bills. They're not in your life like that. You just work with them day in and day out. They don't make or break you. We got to learn to pick our battles better. We got to learn to stand strong. We got to be a conqueror no matter what. If somebody leaves, boy, bye. Girl, bye. Get out. See you later. Don't want to see you. Don't want to, how that saying go? I don't remember how that saying go. Dennis said, hey, nephew. Dennis says, we don't take the time to understand ourselves or how to love ourselves. To know one is to know yourself first. Taking the time to give or accepting love is only to expect the love you will want for yourself in return. Absolutely, Dennis. That is exactly what we've been talking about tonight. You got to love yourself. But Dennis, most importantly, if you love God and you have a relationship with him, you will begin to love yourself. And that's what's happened to me. So I can have a date every night if I choose to. But do I want to do that to me at this time in my life when I have grown? When I know what most men want today, even in my age group, they want that first. They don't want to get to know nobody. They still acting like they're in their 20s. I'm so much more mature than that. And when you're aligned with God, all this comes next and it's aligned. So you're in a better place to make better decisions about who you need to be with and who you don't need to be with. When you got all this aligned correctly. And Dennis, as Dennis said, loving yourself, you love God, you will automatically start loving yourself. And you start letting go of all that pain and all that frustration and all the horrific things that's happened to you that you have not let go. You will start removing those out of your soul so that you can grow and love people the way that you want to be loved. And guess what else it will do? It will deter the wrong people from coming into your life. So I'd rather be where I am today and deterring those that I no longer want in my life than to be with somebody in my life that I know should not be in my life. And that's where we all have to get. That's where we need to be. So don't be so hard on yourself if it didn't last. Don't be so hard on yourself if somebody has betrayed you. Don't be so hard on yourself if you are by yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself when somebody has just said, I don't want you. I want her. Or I want him. That's their choice. And don't hate them for making that choice. Forgive them for making that choice. Forgive them for hurting you. But don't you dare give up on yourself, and don't you dare stay there, because if you stay there, you are liable to never be as happy as you deserve to be, and you can self-destruct for the rest of your life. You can self-destruct your life for the rest of your life if you don't let go of that pain. Let go of that anxiety. That anxiety in itself is killing us, especially people of color. High blood pressure. The numbers are going off the chart because we're so stressed out. If we're not stressed out over our jobs, we're stressed out because of our relationships, and we always want to force love. You can't force love. If a woman is always saying, he don't do nothing for me, he don't call me back, he don't text me when I text him, if somebody in today in this era does not respond to your text, they're not into you. If they can't give you an immediate response and y'all supposed to be in love with each other, he not into you. And she not into you, sir, if she does not respond to your text. Texting is instantaneous. Y'all started this, you millennials. It's there now. If somebody is not texting you right back, what they doing? They looking at the phone. 98% of America looks at their phone all day. So why can't he or she look down at the phone and acknowledge your text? They don't care to. And be careful about giving so much love to somebody that they start taking advantage of it. And they see it as a weakness. And the love that you give them, they're not giving you. So that was my talk tonight. Thought it would last forever. And it did not. Everybody that's married that has gone through a divorce, I'm sure, had some notion that I want this to last. I hope it lasts. If it won't right, I hope we'll get it right. And if it doesn't get right, we have to get ourselves prepared and be okay with the results, the conclusion of a marriage that didn't work. It's okay. It doesn't make us a failure for the rest of our life. We can say we failed at that marriage, but it doesn't make me a failure. It doesn't make me a loser because I lost in a marriage. No, it doesn't make us a loser. It makes you a conqueror if you can withstand what you went through, hold your shoulders back, look up to God and ask Him to heal you and keep moving forward and learn to love again and trust again. Then you're courageous. You as bad as somebody who's been in a marriage 50 years. If you can conquer that, if you can go through those steps and be the best person that you can be because of your loss, wouldn't you rather be that way than stand in that pain and doing absolutely nothing about it, but being in that pain, in that anguish, always hurting? Can't wait to get in bed when you get off from work because you can't believe somebody left you by yourself and your kids and didn't look back and married somebody else. You can't believe it happened to you. It happened. Accept it. Accept it. That's the issue. We don't accept it. We're in denial. I can't believe he did that to me. I can't believe she did that to me. She did it. He did it. And it's okay. They're human. They make mistakes too. Life goes on. But I tell you one thing, when you get your life together as a result of something like that happening to you, God works miracles. You run into that person later and you all fly looking all good and they all haggard with the haggard person that they done married. Don't you feel good? Or do you still be so angry? Get over it. I feel good because I have healed. I've gone to therapy. I have read self-help books, read the Bible every night, read the Bible in the morning because I want a better relationship with my Father, Heavenly Father. I'm in a better place. So I'm more lonely today than I ever have been. When I go to the cafeteria at work, I'm eating by myself because of the nature of my job. Don't nobody want to sit with me because I'm in a job now where I need stuff from majority of the people. We got deadlines, and if they haven't done it, they don't want to be nowhere near me. And then the same with my family members. They don't want to, because I don't listen to excuses. I want solutions. How are we gonna fix this? I don't want to hear nobody say, I can't get a job. I can't. Why can't you? I just saw a sign up at McDonald's. What do you mean you can't get a job? You start somewhere. I started somewhere. I was in the printer job, being a printer at Hex. They don't even have Hex anymore. It's Macy's. But I was in there printing papers for the buyers. That was my first true job. Then my second job was counting tickets for liquor at the convention center. I couldn't even count no money. Everybody was in my line. I couldn't understand why. I was giving them most of their money back because I was nervous. I saw that long line and I got handling all this cash. Well, needless to say, I only had that job for a week. They didn't fire me though. They put me in the greeting station. So I was greeting people and telling them where to go. But I didn't last in that other job that actually paid more because I was giving the money back to them that they gave me. I was just nervous handling all that money. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is just too much. So I did it. So how dare any family member come to me and say they can't find no job? I don't want to hear it. And that's, we're so easy to give up because we're not where we want to be. Don't you know you got to take a first step? I had to take a whole lot of first steps to get where I am now. You got to take a first step. And one thing I love about God is when you take that first, well, a whole lot of things I love about God, but in this case, when you take a first step, he blesses you. He blesses you. This Be the Rose gathering that I'm having September 21st, expenses is coming galore. All over the place. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't account for this. The t-shirt people just called me. They want their money. Somebody just talked to me about a video person. That's $500. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. Why can't they get 200? 200? Who is gonna pay a video person, videographer $200? Well, don't happen that way. So I'm saying all that to say, I took a step, though, on faith to schedule this event. Investors, hey, what you need? How can I help you? I'm like, oh my God. Oh my Father. You're here. You're doing this. Thank you, Jesus. Because I took the first step. I didn't sit here and say, I sure wish one day I'm going to have a Be the Rose gathering. Wouldn't that be nice? Next year. I sure wish I could have a gathering one day. Wouldn't that be nice? Third year. I sure wish. Next thing I know, I'm 90 years old. I should have had that gathering 20 years ago. And now I'm sitting here, ain't got nothing. They ain't never had no gathering. They ain't never had no women over. Ain't never took care of the women like I said I was going to take care of the women. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? So I'm saying we got to stop that. We got to go after our dreams. Go after what you want in life. And a lot of times when these people go, start fulfilling your dreams. Start taking that list out and writing things out and remembering what you wanted to do in your life. You ain't got time to be, woe is me, he done left me. No, you got things to do. You got places to go. You don't have time to be in that pain, so don't stay there. Please don't stay there. You got things to do, and that's what you should be doing. Dennis says, as I always say, we will all go through the maze searching for that open door to happiness. But when we go through the wrong door, keep in mind it's a learning experience that we must go through to understand our mistakes in order to grow. Dennis, that is profound. That is profound. Because life ain't nothing but a maze. And as I said on one of my lives, and one of my blogs, it's a roller coaster ride. You got to hold on tight. One day you're going to be going up. One day you're going to go all the way down. One day you're going to turn around and you're like, what hit me? I was going in this direction. What happened? I fell. I went down 500 feet, but I got back up and now I'm back here. And then I turned around. That's life. Dennis, you're absolutely right. It is a maze. Hey, Mel, thank you for joining us. That is exactly right. It is a maze. And it's just life. So learn from these mistakes. Learn from the past. Learn from the failed relationships. It's not going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. And if you learn from it, eventually you will get the love of your life. Let me tell you what I've been thinking. I've been watching Yes to the Dress. Now I done had 4 dresses. Why I need to be watching Yes to the Dress? What I need to be wearing a 5th dress for? I need to be just walking up in my jeans at the courthouse with some jeans on. Why would I want to be looking at Yes to the Dress? But it's a vision. I ain't giving up. I still got love on my mind. And nobody has made me so mad at life and love that I want to give up on life and love. So don't you give up on life and love because he left you. Boy, bye. Girl, bye. Move on. Because have you ever heard any entrepreneur that's a success say it was smooth sailing? Oh, I never had no problems. I just got rich overnight. No. Sometimes they had to fall at least 20 times before they finally hit it. The inventor who did the lights, what's his name? Benjamin Franklin. What, 10,000 times he was told no? I think it was more than 10,000 times. And then finally he hit it. We got light. I'm using them right now. So don't you dare give up. Don't you dare give up on love. Just because somebody gave up on you. Who are they that you've given them this kind of power over your life? Over your life. They done moved on. Many of them then got married with the woman. Many of them then got married with the man and had children by him. Okay. Happy for him. Don't you dare think that he's happy and you supposed to stay sad. You're supposed to mourn him for the rest of your life. Mourning ain't supposed to last forever. It's a season. And you mourning forever. We got to get over it. And don't fall apart because somebody left you. Let them go peacefully and pray. Love on you. Love on you. Get to know who you are. Get to know God. Spend time with God. If you know God, stay there. Stay there. Ask him to surround you with people, only people that love you, those that will cherish you, those will lift you up, those who will admonish you when you need to be admonished, those who will help you grow, those who will inspire you, those who are where you want to be. Spend your time doing that and look in that mirror. I say this almost at every live. And get to know that person in the mirror. Get to know everything about that person. And spend time alone. Go out to dinner alone. I would never go to the movies by myself because I'll be talking to the people right beside me, so I can't do that. But spend time with yourself. Cherish who you are. Burn some candles. Play some music. And just enjoy yourself. Read some good books, self-help books. Learn to love yourself. Thought it would last forever, and it didn't. It's okay. Boy, bye. Girl, bye. We got this. We gonna move forward. We gonna drop it like it's hot. We gonna love ourselves. We're going to embrace who we have become because we have grown. I'm speaking future now. We have grown. I told the young lady who was crying this morning, I told her, we're going to love on you. We're going to embrace you at this time in your life. Tell me what you want to do in your future. Tell me what you want to do to make yourself better. Tell me what you want to do to grow. She said, I ain't thinking about that right now. He left me. No, we're going to think about that now. We're going to think about things pertaining to you, not him. It's all about you, baby girl. No, it ain't. It's all about him. I can't believe he left me. Yes, baby girl, he left you. Why you keep saying that? Because it's true. He left you. Why you rubbing it in? I'm not rubbing it in, baby girl. I just want you to grow from this. Don't stay in that pain. He not worth it. You had no business being with him that long anyway. Let's move forward. The right person's going to come in your life and love you and your children. How you know that? Trust me. You got to trust God. Don't trust me. Trust him. Just let me work with you and watch how things are going to change in your life. So she said she's going to trust me. We'll see, and I'll keep you posted on that. So I just want to say thank you for joining. I've already been an hour. My graphics artist, John Clement, said, don't be staying on there past an hour. It's hard to edit these things. I just want to say thank you for joining. Please get over the pain. Move forward. Don't let anybody stop you from growing and loving on who you are so that you can get who you need to have in your life so that you all can be evenly yoked. You can grow. You can go towards one accord, moving forward, get the things you want out of life with somebody who is trusting you, loving you, respecting you, admiring you, helping you be the best person that you can be. If they're not doing any of those things, they're not the one for you. You're just miserable, wasting time, and they're wasting your time. Love yourself more than that. I'm speaking from the heart. This is Tanya Barbie of I Am Still a Rose, in spite of it all. And so are you. And the men that are here tonight, you are our black rose. You are our black rose. Don't matter what color you are. We value you. We see your strength. We see your love. We see how you are managing life with these people who don't like you, and you still go to work. You still try to maintain. You still try to take care of your kids. You still trying to take care of your families. You still trying to be in those streets and manage things. You can't even get pulled over without being berated. You are our black rose, and we respect you and we admire you, and you got our love. So on that note, hope to see you at our conference. It's not a conference. I keep saying that. It is a gathering of powerful women who will be embracing each other, and we will be working to remove the thorn. We all got them. The goal is to be the rose and not the thorn. So that gathering is September the 21st. And it is going to be at the College Park Community Center, and it is going to be off the chain. I am so excited. We got a great lineup of speakers. We got a powerful DJ. We got a new speaker that just got added to the line, Shayla Renee. It's going to be amazing. And she's going to be talking about her experience going through domestic violence and how she came out of it. Now she has the love of her life. It is going to be awesome. We're going to have the best food. We're going to be dancing. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a celebration of beautiful women. Beautiful women, all shapes and sizes. Everybody is going to learn, if they don't know, that we are supposed to love each other. That is what I advocate for. All right. I'll see you next time. Don't forget, if he's out the door, boy, bye. If she's out the door, girl, bye. We're going to take care of ourselves, and we're going to grow through the pain that we have experienced in our lives. And we're going to be the best that we can be. All right, until next time, I'll see you soon. Don't forget, I am still a rose, and so are you. Good night.